we don't really have a plan for if we're successful. What that means is that we never really thought about AI safety very seriously and in detail. And we also haven't thought about like what a good case actually means. And even if you listen to the leaders of these companies, essentially they'll just have very, very vague goals. Like Sam Altman will say something like, the good case could be unbelievably good. According to whom?
Right. And so you're a dad, you have a son, you say?
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old Bruce.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he's part of the big reason why I will never give up. I'll just keep going. Yeah.
That's it, man. That's it. Yeah. Tell me about that. Tell me about how, so you've been knowing about this since 2014, thinking about it with Bostrom's book. You have a son 2 years ago. How did having a son shift your perspective on this?
Well, I think it was like interacting with like ChatGPT 2 years ago or something like that. And, it was an early child, just being an early dad. And I actually had a massive panic attack, but I was just thinking about job impact at that time. I was like, oh, this is going to poof so many jobs overnight. Thank goodness it hasn't so far, but people are being impacted. It's been slower than I thought.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I take it like very, very seriously, and just I just wish more people did as well. Unemployment is one thing that we have no real plans for. The only thing they say is UBI.
Yeah.
UBI will not be enough. We need a new economic system. And I hear very, very few people being honest about that, unfortunately. When you transition from one economy to another, a lot of people die. That's the Industrial Revolution, when we're testing out theories, communism and stuff like that. Like a lot of people died as we're testing out these theories. So like, gotta look at it very, very seriously. And this is different from then, because our value as people, it's tied to our labor. And if we don't have any value and we are expensive, then bad things, I imagine, will probably happen. That's why I'm like, we need a plan. Like, what does the good path even look like exactly? Like, why is it so vague that it's just, the unbelievable, path of it's going to be great, And a lot of these leaders, they don't have answers to very, very basic questions.
First thing, don't put it on the open internet. Don't put it on the open internet. Don't put it on the open internet.
People still don't get that. They're like, it can escape. I'm like, escape from what? It's already there. It's just in a pasture of, it could go anywhere it wants.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping it. So yeah, that was very, very scary and frustrating to me. And just the fact that people still don't understand how bad this is. Like, we need to be more wise with what we're doing. That's why I'm like, even though I'm a coder, I'm not pro open source AI. Like, it's just, you can't make it safe. You can't secure it. People hate me for saying that. I love open source AI too, but it's just like, where do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And like, let's talk, like, my understanding of the open source argument is like the case for open source is like, you're going to crush innovation and all these little companies won't be able to, the field won't blossom with all these little flowers. And it's like, no, you need $100 million to do your training run on like frontier north of here. So like, there are no little companies, there are no little flowers that can do frontier AI work.
I agree with that. I do agree that we will crush a ton of companies. We will crush a ton of companies. However, and we will stifle innovation. However, it's just like, but you can't make it safe. That's the issue. That's the issue that I have with it. It's not worth it to have a bunch of nice startups if we can't make it secure.
Like, so you're a coder. Do you feel like your peers, your professional peers, how is their, polling shows general public is like 70-80% are pretty scared of like ASI and are like, it polls pretty like 60-80% of the public is like,
I'm happy that.
Yeah. Like that's concerning. Like, yeah. Like, should we build a super intelligence that's smarter than us? 80% of people are like, that sounds like a bad movie. No.
Yes.
In the coding, professional community, how do you feel like it, those attitudes are reflected? Is it really all a ton of like acceleration vibes?
It's complete denialism. It stops at, our jobs are completely safe. This is just like cryptocurrency. This is another this is a internet bubble kind of deal. And
right. It's Y2K. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's Y2K. Well, the Y2K thing actually, I would say, is what our best case looks like, actually. Because Y2K was not free. A lot of money and a lot of engineering hours were spent to avoid what we were warning about. So essentially, what will happen in the good story, if we've solved AI safety, is it'll be another Y2K. They'll be like, what? You said AI was going to harm us, and then it did nothing. Like, it's because we did a lot of work to ensure that it didn't. So Y2K is really a good example. But overall, engineers, I'd say they're very, very much in denial about even just their jobs. So if you can't get them to see the light on the jobs, which is very, very obvious to me, like as long as you're just honest with yourself, then I cannot even get them to think about AI risk, like annihilation or anything like that. It's like almost like we're building a rocket to go to Mars, and like last second we're like, should we make helmets? Maybe we should make helmets. Maybe we should make suits.
Totally. We are in an airplane without landing gear.
Yes. Yeah. And we're trying to build it out of the chairs.
Trying to build it. And we've got like some cans of Coke, some cookies.
Yeah, I'd very much
some magazines.
Yeah. MacGyver. That's why I don't know.
MacGyver. We are MacGyvering landing gear. Yeah. Yeah. Chewing gum. Who's got what?
Chewing gum. Doctors in the house. Just that's what it feels like right now. Yeah. And but like overall, I'll try to bring it back to our original conversation. So like I think there's a sweet spot of fear. For some reason, we think this fear is bad. Fear is no. Fear is a motivator. If fear can be a motivator. If you're in a dangerous situation, people have sat in burning buildings. People have sat in planes that are on fire, just sitting around, just like they needed a little healthy amount of fear to actually take action and get out of that dangerous situation. Like during the 9/11 attacks, like there was a woman who just got out of the building. She's like, something's happening. I don't know what's happening. And she survived, where a lot of people didn't, because a lot of time our reaction is to look around. Are other people doing this? You know, I don't think a lot of people get that. They're like, if we stop, China will keep going. He's like, it's a suicide button. If they press, we all die. Same outcome.